Okay, hi everyone. Brindley Little here from your land partner, coming to you today for your next instalment of 100 and 100. I believe this one's the 10th instalment, so we're a tenth of the way there. Hopefully, you guys are getting some value from this so far, and obviously, we're only a tenth of the way there, so there's 90% still to go. I wanted to continue the topic and the mini series on sourcing for this short piece. And today, what I wanted to focus the attention on is what we refer to as the sourcing quadrants. So by now, you have devised, your purpose and why you're involved in the business, what you're looking to achieve. You've got certain criteria in terms of the size and type and scope of development that you're looking to do, the amount of units, that kind of side of things. You're then moving that forward into methodology in terms of how to find sites. But so the sourcing quadrants really is a bit of a model that we use just to focus our attention on how our pipeline is looking in terms of quality of leads that we are generating. So every lead that you are generating, excuse me, every lead that you are generating will fall into one of four sourcing quadrants. Now, hopefully, technology being my friend, I'm going to be able to share a whiteboard. We'll see how we get on with that. Let's have a look here. Right, okay, so we've got a whiteboard. We're going to clear that, all drawings. Okay, so to explain what I mean by the sourcing quadrants, so as I said, every lead that you're going to generate will fall into one of these quadrants. So forgive my misshapen square, but we'll do our best. So you've got four quadrants. Firstly, you've got direct to owner. So we put D2O at the top. We then got along the top as well, you've got INT, which is intermediary. You've then got down the side, you've got on market there. We move that one. And then we've got another one here, off market. So hopefully you can see all of those. Now, what you're ideally looking to do within your sourcing, every lead that comes into your funnel will fall into one of these four categories. So you've got direct to owner, off market, so the combination of the top two. So that top left hand square is direct to owner, but and fully off market. So that would maybe come as a result of your direct marketing campaigns. It may come a result of word of mouth. Lots of different ways that you can ultimately get into that scenario. Moving that downwards, directly beneath, you've got direct to owner, but it's on market. So whether that's been an introduction to somebody through an agent, or and you're successfully able to get direct to owner, or maybe come as a result of your direct to owner campaign, but you later find out that it's also on the market as well, which is interesting. So obviously, if you can get straight to the horse's mouth and you can already establish that there is a motivation to sell, then that can produce some interesting conversations, especially if they've attempted to market their property. It's been on the market, their land, for quite a while. So hopefully by that point, their motivation is getting to a point where it's growing. So we then got the top right hand quadrant, which is intermediary and off market. So this might be from a dedicated sourcer that you might be working with that are looking for direct to owner off market opportunities. So you've got that third party, so that intermediary. It could be that you're part of the black book, as we mentioned in a previous session. That you're part of the agent's black book that perhaps isn't quite on market at the moment, but it is through an agent or a third party source. It could even be through a friend, a colleague, a business partner, whatever. It's just you're one step basically away from the owner. And then bottom right-hand corner, you've got intermediary on market, and obviously, you know, pretty easy how to find stuff like that just by going onto Rightmove or going onto commercial websites. So basically, what we're looking to achieve really is the holy grail when it comes to your sourcing efforts is no matter where the sourcing, no matter where your lead rather is coming from, the objective is to get it as quickly as possible and efficiently as possible to the top left-hand square, direct to vendor off market. So let's start with it being, you know, the hardest square to deal with, quadrant to deal with, and that is on market intermediary. So we found a site on Rightmove, commercial. It's been on the market for a while. We've made an inquiry. We've gone directly to the commercial agent. We've had a conversation. We've struck up a bit of an initial relationship. We might have done a viewing, etc., etc. The idea then is to take it in a step-by-step way, whereby you ultimately get to a scenario where you are talking direct to the owner. Now, typically speaking, that might then move from intermediary on market to temporarily off market. So it could move from bottom right to top right into here. And that could be that you may have agreed with the agent a period of exclusivity. If you've built up sufficient relationship and rapport and connection with the agent, you know, you proved that you're professional, you're credible. You don't necessarily have to have a massive amount of experience behind your belt. You don't have to turn around and say, here's all the thousands of units or hundreds of units I've delivered. If you're using the right language, you're coming across correctly, then you've got a good chance of building a good relationship with that person. That then might result in a meeting being had with the owner, and it might be a case of that the intermediary, the agent, is present at the time. We've done that numerous times where we are meeting perhaps in the agent's office with the owner and the agent, and we're talking about the possibility of doing a deal. We're going down certain question routes that we wouldn't be able to go down directly to the agent. So we'd be perhaps diving into a bit more of the kind of a state of play with regards to the owner, the reasons for sale, the motivation behind that, what they're looking to achieve. Because it's very, very difficult to have third-hand conversations. You know, you might explain something to an agent and they then go and explain that to the owner and perhaps don't explain it in the right way. Effectively, you are the best person to sell your services, your business. So if you can facilitate that, then great. So the idea is we move from bottom right to top right and then ultimately go to top left, because we've got to a certain point. The agent knows he's going to get his pound of flesh, he's going to get his fee, and rightly so. But then you're dealing much more on a one-to-one basis with the owners over a period of time of proposals and appraisals and negotiation and hopefully closing a deal. So taking that scenario, a different scenario through, that we are perhaps, polar opposite. You know, we've identified off-market opportunity. We are direct to the owner. We're then going through the steps of the process, the 3x3 process that we mentioned previously. So we're having 3 meetings. We have defined outcomes that we want from those meetings, and ultimately, we are straight to the source, which is great. But you can get any permutations of these, as I've mentioned previously, something that comes through an agent that is off market. It's not going to market yet, but you get first stab, or you're part of maybe a few people that are looking at it. You might be dealing with an owner that's got something on the market, and then you perhaps suggest a period of exclusivity where they take it off the market, and then you're into your top left square, which is where you want to be. So looking at your overall pipeline, you want to kind of assess where the balance is. Is it top left mainly, or is it bottom right mainly? Where is it? Because bottom right, intermediary on market, is a very competitive market to be in. And where there's competition, that often works negatively from a psychological perspective, because you don't want to miss out. You might be getting a scenario where you're getting into bidding wars, etc. So we would sort of suggest, I would suggest that you don't want to be fully in this camp. It's okay to have a few in there, but mainly the objective is to get off market direct to owner. So hopefully that is a bit of a helpful run through. If you've got any questions on that, feel free to contact us on the various channels, and we'll try and help you out as much as possible. But the idea behind your sourcing operations really is to concentrate on building a pipeline and fill the quadrants with as many opportunities as possible. It's interesting as well that if you can do it, visually, or you can do it through your tracking or pipeline software, it'd be interesting to sort of see, okay, well, within your quadrants, what method of sourcing has produced that lead, for example, because then you might then see that a particular method of sourcing, it might be, I don't know, leveraging your professional network of contacts, your architects, your QSs, your planning consultants. They seem to be producing more off-market opportunities so they're coming into the top right. You might then find that actually sourcing them yourself, sending letters, obviously, are going to generate more top left, looking on portals more bottom right, and where are they coming from if you're I don't know, dealing with various other sources of finding land or finding buildings. So hopefully it's given you some food for thought. Thanks for joining, and I look forward to joining you again very, very soon. Take care.